So, hi everyone. I was just gonna make some scones because I got to practice. Well, scones, however you say. I might normally say scones, I don't know why I call them scones, but still. I was about to make some scones because I got to practice for my practical in hospitality that I have on Wednesday. And I just kind of thought, why not make a video out of it? Really sorry about how bad the music is. Just saying. Like, yeah, it's a little old. Sorry about this, I'm just kind of like getting rid of some voice memories on the playlist. Don't know why they're there. Anyway, so I'm making some scones, and for this you need 100 grams of sugar. At least I think it's 100 grams. I wasn't too sure, so I kind of forgotten to write the amount of sugar down on my phone. But all the rest of the stuff I'm certain about, but I'm pretty sure it's 100 grams. Either that or 150, but the rest in the bag was 100. I also have 20 grams of butter and 300 grams of flour. And you also need 250 millilitres of milk. So first what you do is, normally for this I grab an extra bowl, but you get the flour and you pour it in a bowl. I'm just kind of changing the bowls because I feel like it. So we've got to do the rubbing in method. So you get your butter. I'd break this up just because I feel like it. And you just kind of rub it in. This bit may take a while. I'll put it on, I'll speed it up. So the flour and the butter is now rubbed in together, and my hands are very floury. Before you say you forgot, to wash your hands, I washed them before I started filming, and I'm going to wash them again now. So I've now washed and dried my hands, and then what I realised was I'd got flour all over my top and skirt. And if you're wondering what I'm wearing, it's because this is my choir concert uniform when we were singing at a wedding today. So I'm just going to get a cloth, and luckily flour comes off really easily with a bit of water, and I'm going to wet the cloth a bit again. Now the flour's off, I'm going to put an apron on. I feel like I work in Munsey Butchers. This is kind of like the aprons that they wear. It's a bit weird, it's all knotted and tied up with a hairband at the back. God, my sister's skinny. You ain't nothing but a troublemaker, girl. You had me hooked again from the minute you sat down. The way you bite your lip and hits me around. There must be a My dogs are just licking up the flour that was left on the floor. I would show you them, but it's very unhygienic to pick up animals when baking. Oh, my phone is on 20%. Let me just get that. There we go. Whoa. can take your type aprons. Go away! It's not that I don't love them, it's they're just licking my feet. And I hate everything about feet. Even my own feet, I hate them. They're just horrible. So anyway, where was it? Oh yeah. So now the flour and the butter are all rubbed in. Pour them all into your... Whoa! The butter took form of this. The flour took form of this and it stayed like it in the bowl. So now that they're all rubbed together, put them in a big mixing bowl. Rather than a mini one because that was overflowing. And add the sugar. And just give it a quick mix up. And then gradually add your milk. Add it from here. Woo! And then as you're adding in the milk, mix it together. I'm going to go find something to stand this on. Found something. So anyway, as you're adding the milk, you just want to kind of get it all together. Now, at this point, you would be adding in all the ingredients that you're adding into it, but I'm making mine plain, mainly because I want to melt some Nutella on the stove and dip them in it. I was going to put raisins in, but we only had mini boxes in there for lunchtime, so my fingers. Add the milk, some more milk. Basically what we're trying to make is dough here. Yeah, like I was saying, with ingredients, you'd add them in when you add in the sugar. You'd add them in with the sugar. I would personally use brown sugar if we had any, just because it's so much sweeter and it just gives them that extra flavour. Now it's starting to come together in the bowl, so what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more milk and use it to stick it all together. And look at my fingers! Oh, the joys of baking with really bad music in the background. Well, it's not bad, it's just really old. Plop. It's so sticky. And I hate it being in my fingers. So it's almost all together. I don't know if you can see. I will pick it up, but I've got almost mixture on my hands. I'm going to get a wooden spoon. So now I've got a wooden spoon just scraping some of the bits off my hands, and quite a lot of it's going on the spoon. But I'll show you a way to get it off in a minute. Oh, and something I forgot to say. Before you start doing anything, preheat your oven to 180 degrees. I'll do that now. Now before I do that, I'm just going to show you a way to get the mixture of stuff. You just kind of just put flour on the stuff and just rub. And then it should come off easily. Which is what's happening with me. But I'm just going to do this before I actually touch the hob stuff. And then the remains you just wash off. I think that'll do. So I've washed my hand yet again. Now, may I just say, washing flour and dough or anything just to do with flour off your hands is so hard because it just turns into mush. Now, what you're going to do next is you're going to get some flour and you're going to just put some on your work surface. Oh, so then what you do is you just get all your mixture, you put it on the flour, all your mixture, I'd say all your dough to be honest, considering it is dough. You just kind of want to bring it all together. I wouldn't so much call it knead, I'd call it bringing it together, because that is what you're doing. You just bring in all the little bits together to make your dough, and you try not to make it crumbly. What I'm going to do is just wet my fingers a bit and add it onto the dough, because it's a bit dry and now it's a bit sticky, and then just add it on a bit more flour, because that's just brought the bits that just were breaking off into it, and I'm doing a kneading action here to bring it together, but that's okay because it's doing a job. So then, wait, where is it? Here it is. Let's get out the door. Then what you want to do is get a rolling pin and just roll it out. Now I want nice thick scones, so I'm not going to roll it out that thick. You want about the thickness of 2 centimetres to make your big thick scones, or man scones, as my teacher would call it. I'm just going to put a little bit more flour on it because it's feeling a bit, as I'm rolling it, it's feeling a bit sticky, so I'm just going to put a little bit more flour on it. Now another thing you want to get out is the baking tray. I'll do that now. So now I've got my baking tray, and I had to re-roll out my mixture, which is why it isn't all that, thick. And yeah, some of the sides are a little bit longer than the others, so I'm just going to sort it out now. So yeah, there we go. So now you want to get your cutter, you just want to cut it. Now I've gone with the rigidity end and the circle end. You just want to cut out the circle end. I'm going to do a couple of these thin ones, then I'm going to do some thick ones. Some thick man scones. Right, so now I've cut out all the scones, and this one's a little bit uneven. Well, I say a little bit. This one's uneven because that's the leftover dough that couldn't be cut out to a reasonable size. Now, as you can see, I've got a really thin one here, so I think I'm just going to put that one on top of there, so that it's not really, really thin. I'm going to do that with the rest of the little ones. I'm going to just stick them together. And to do this, I think the best thing to do is to get a bit of milk and to get an egg glazer brush thing. Get one of these brushes and just put in the milk and put it on top, because then it will get all sticky. And I'll do that with the rest now. Now that they're glazed, I'm going to put them in the oven.